Hello, welcome back. Today I'm going to be going over how to apply concealer. It is the first step you need to do for your face after you've applied your moisturizer. Now I always apply my eyebrow makeup and my eyeshadow and stuff before I do my foundation to avoid fallout. But this is, up to you for whatever's easiest. I'll eventually do a video. It'll be a longer one where I just apply a full face of makeup and you can see how long it takes and the way I do it. But I want to start out with how to apply the makeup for, your whole face rather than, the specifics like your eyes and your lips and your eyebrows and whatnot. Those will come in subsequent videos. Since I already showed you what you need for your face, this is going to concentrate on the concealer part. So there are a couple different types of concealers. Actually, there's many types of concealers, but there's only a few basic ones you need. The basic things is a green stick and some concealer. Now, they do come in powder foundations, cream foundations, and this is a liquid foundation. And this looks like a lipstick. But concealers, color correctors, this is a color corrector. They come in creams, liquids, and I believe they also come in powders. So it really just depends on what you're most comfortable using. This is a cream color correcting palette. It's just from Wet n Wild. It's just coverall correcting palette. I think this costs like $4 maybe, $4 or $5. Wet n Wild has a good line of products that is fairly inexpensive, which would be good to try. Some beauty vloggers on YouTube have said that cream color correctors can be difficult to work with. I haven't found that to be so, and I'll show you how I use it. But if you don't want to be trying to use all the different colors, you can just get a green stick for your red problem areas. I always have acne. It sucks. Like, it's really under control, but occasionally you get those little breakouts. And then, of course, I have red right here, and I always need my green stick. And one thing I've discovered as I've gotten older, I have these purple bags underneath my eyes. If you notice, you probably notice as soon as you turn the video, I'm like, oh my gosh, is she sick? Is she really tired? Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's what happens when I don't put on any concealer. I don't have concealer on, I don't have foundation on. I just have my eye makeup on and some chapstick. That's pretty much it. All right, so how to apply your concealer. The first thing you want to do is to apply your color corrector, because if you do the color corrector without the concealer, it's going to look weird. So you apply this first and not the only step, and then you apply this second. You can skip adding concealer on certain parts if you do foundation all over your face. I don't always wear foundation every day. So again, it's a preferential thing. You can just do your makeup without doing foundation. Just do your concealer, do your eye makeup, lip makeup, eyebrows, whatnot. And you can skip foundation, especially if it's, hot out or you've been noticing you've been breaking out a little bit more and you want to try to find a better foundation, or you just don't want to wear foundation, or you're lazy like I am. So let's get into how to apply this. So this is the cream concealer. Now, I'm going to apply yellow underneath my eyes because yellow is the opposite of purple, and it cancels out the purple a bit. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my finger. I'm going to get a little bit. Make sure your fingers are nice and clean. And then I'm going to look in my mirror, and I'm just going to pat it in. You don't want to necessarily swipe it in right away because you want to pat it in and get it in there. And then you can swipe a little bit to, even it out. I usually do it twice. I usually get 2 little dabs of this stuff, because I always have really purple eyes. I swear I get sleep, I promise, but it doesn't seem to matter. Getting older and all that fun stuff. If you can tell, now it looks really yellow. Really bright. Which is good, but also you don't want it to be super yellow. So now I'm going to do the same thing on my other eye. You can also use a brush if you like, but honestly, for the cream color correctors, you can just use your finger. Again, make sure your fingers are clean, because if they're not, eventually these can potentially develop a smell from bacteria and other organisms from your fingers, and that is awful. You do not want that to happen. Okay, that's under my eyes. Now, I have some red spots along here, and I also have some pimples and stuff along here, and like a really dark spot over here. Now, first I'll show you how to use the color correcting stick, because this may be something that, you know, you may start out with. I would suggest starting out with just this if you don't feel very comfortable doing everything else. So all you're going to do, it looks like lipstick. You kind of use it, it's very similar. You just find where your problem areas are, and you put a little stripe. You choose very green. Put it down there. See, I have some little problem areas. And I'll do the rest of my problem areas with the cream color corrector. And then all you do is you just rub it in. And the color mostly goes away. It's like green doesn't really stand out that much. It cancels out any redness. It's, again, opposite colors. But again, you don't want to use it without concealer because it can look kind of strange. Now, for the color correcting palette, I'm going to take green to cancel out the red here. Now, since I'm not using foundation in this video, it's going to look green because I'm just going to be doing my concealer underneath my eyes. So do not expect a full finished look at the end of this. Like I said, check my video out on Thursday for the foundation. But I'm going to be doing these videos in parts. The first 4 videos, or first 4 like Tuesday, Thursday regular update videos, those are all filmed in one session, and I really want to get away from doing too much of that because if the quality of the video is bad, I don't want it to last for more than one video, you know? It doesn't take quite as much time to, you know, do some of these. Now, of course, my nose looks really... You probably can't tell, but it looks really green to me. Because I'm canceling... I have red everywhere. I'm trying to cancel it out. I got a little bit of my T-zone up here. Very red. Alright, and so once you're done covering your zones, I know it looks kind of weird. You're going to take your concealer. Now, make sure that this is dry if you're using a liquid color corrector. Make sure it's dry first, otherwise you can get them blended together and that just looks terrible. All right. This is the CoverGirl Clean Invisible Concealer. It's just a liquid foundation. It looks kind of like lip gloss as far as the wand is concerned. That's just what it looks like. And so you're just going to apply a little bit underneath your eyes. We did the yellow. And then on any of the little problem areas, you're going to dot. And then you're going to blend it in. And you sort of want to pat, and you can, you know, sweep it along, but pat first to get it in really in there. See, that looks normal. Not the green underneath, but this looks normal. And if you notice you have a little too much, like I do here, just bring it down. And then again, you know, you can swipe the rest of it to blend it. And that's what that looks like. And you're just going to blend all the little spots. Make sure that it doesn't look like you have any makeup on, and you'll be able to tell. You'll be able to tell that there's makeup on because you'll notice that there's streaks or things that you haven't blend in all the way. Now, for the purpose of this, because you can see here, I am going to use concealer for my nose and my cheeks, just so that it doesn't look completely weird. And you'll see what it looks like, very similar to when you have foundation on. You could use your concealer to, you know, put foundation on, but instead of your foundation. But that's a lot of product you're using. I wouldn't recommend it. Okay. And you could potentially, I mean, again, you could potentially do this if you're really lazy or if you have a lot of concealer. But I personally would rather just use my foundation because that's what I bought it for. And like I said, I'll be going over foundation in the next video. And see, the reason I'm looking more at the mirror is because I can see the different streaks from applying this. And I am attempting to smooth them out so they don't look quite so terrible. Sorry, all you're just seeing is the top of my head. I'm sure that's super exciting. Alright. So now, the concealer's not perfect, and I would definitely recommend using foundation, but now it matches. And if you notice from the beginning of the video, I look a lot less tired. But of course, I don't have any blush on or anything, so one issue with doing full coverage, you need to have cheek color. If you're just doing regular concealer under your eyes and your problem spots, you don't even have to worry about blush because your natural color will show through. And so that'll be really, you know, kind of a time saver for you to do. That's what I like. Normally when I wear makeup, unless it's some like special occasion, I don't do foundation, I just do concealer. And that's why color matching your concealer is very important. And I believe I mentioned this in my what to get for your face, but I would recommend going to an Ulta or a Sephora, and you know, because they have the samples out typically, even of a lot of, well, Ulta has the drugstore brands, and a lot of times they'll have samples out. That way you can get it color matched to your skin. Doing it on your hand is fine. I would recommend also doing it along this side of your jaw if you are prone to being out in the sun a lot. And you can tell, you know, if your hand is the same color as your face, if you know there's a marked difference, definitely try it on your face. I usually am okay doing it on my hand because I'm just pale as all get out. But make sure to color match it, because if your concealer does not match your skin, you cannot do just concealer. You're going to have to do foundation, and that's no fun. All right, so this was just sort of the basics of how to put on concealer. Problem areas, you can do color correctors if you need to. If you're really scared about doing the regular color correctors, the green stick is the best thing to get for any blemishes you have or any red spots. And then cover it with your concealer and blend it in. And you can just use your fingers. You don't even need any special tools, which is great. So it makes it cheaper and easier for you. Just make sure to wash your hands and you'll be all good. All right, I really hope this helped you out. And if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them down below. If you want to see more of my videos, go ahead and like and subscribe. I'll be putting out how to put on foundation in my next video. I'll be doing the liquid foundation, and then I believe the video after that I'm going to be doing powder foundation. All right, you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you later. Bye.